The Department of Energy, in collaboration with Denmark, the United Nations Development Programme, and South African National Energy Development Institute, Sanedi, have launched the Wind Atlas in South Africa. The atlas gives high-definition map of potential sites for wind turbines and gives investors and independent power producers leapfrog data that will help identify and assess potential wind farm sites in South Africa.
The Wind Atlas is very important input to the ambitious process of introducing wind energy to secure the green transformation of the South African energy profile. I would like to take this opportunity to highlight a few more areas of cooperation in the field of renewable energy between Denmark and South Africa. Denmark has worked together with the Department of Energy on development of the legal framework for renewable energy. We also assisted in establishing the first wind farm in South Africa, the Darling wind farm, which I'm sure many of you know about. And we guided the development of the Tsitsikamma community wind farm, which has a strong community and BEE component to it. Why all this focus on renewable energy? We are in the middle of an economic crisis, and what matters is economic growth and jobs, not much more than that. Well, it's our experience that there is a good case actually for renewable energy and for greening the economy. By 2030, it's expected that the key resources like energy, water, steel and land, the demand for these resources will increase by up to 80%. And obviously as a consequence, with that increase in demand, prices will go the same way, maybe rise by as much as 60%. So that will be yet another challenge to already vulnerable economic situation in many countries. Green growth can in many ways provide an important part of the answer to these challenges. Green growth means institutional change, improved resource productivity. And green growth offers the prospect of improving our energy efficiency and at the same time the quality of life for South Africans at all income levels. It has further been documented that wind energy, also in the South African context, is actually a fast, I'm not mentioning any Usilo or Medupis here, but it's a fast and quite cost-effective way to expand South Africa's energy capacity. There are also jobs to be made in this sector. In Denmark, we currently have employed approximately 60,000 people in what we would call the green sector, the green economy. Increased South African focus and priority to sustainable energy would create jobs and transfer new technology to South Africa as well.
The establishment of Wasa was an important achievement for the first phase of the South African Energy Project, SAWEP, a program initiated by the Department of Energy and supported by the United Nations Development Programme with funding from the Global Environment Facility and the Royal Danish Embassy. At UNDP, we firmly believe that Wasa has played a key behind-the-scenes role in facilitating the growth of the South African wind sector, providing high-resolution wind resource data to all stakeholders that has, among other benefits, allowed for a democratic leveling of the playing field between small and large industry players to identify and develop project sites for wind farms, assisted government planners identify high-potential wind development zones in line with the Strategic Environmental Framework or assessment studies, and facilitated short and long-term grid planning for renewable energy rollout.
When we first launched the first verified numerical wind atlas of South Africa in March 2012, we were very delighted that the results were well received by the industry and the South African public at large. And today, as you will be receiving the final results of the 5 work packages that culminated into the Wind Atlas database. The Atlas, we seek to ensure that wind, as one of the clean energy alternatives, can be deployed to its full potential to enable South Africans to have access to modern energy services. In this particular instance, electricity. And you may be fully conversant with the challenges that come with achieving access to energy. And it's high time that South Africa acknowledged in some few years back that we need to strengthen the efforts to diversify our energy mix. However, it is still very clear that as much as we're moving away from the use of fossil fuels, it's not a matter but you can decide overnight that we will switch off the coal utilization. We will still be depending on the coal resource for some years to come.